Hello everyone, this is Princess here, and in today's video we are going to talk about our next raid event, which is going to feature Tidus' force. His burst also comes back, and this will be the last banner that features Commonaut's burst. Let's get started. Alright, so Tidus' force weapon is called the Ephemeral Sword, and this grants the force skill Saintly Shot. So his force partner is going to be Theodore, and the two will deal a 6-hit ranged brave HP attack dealt 4 times. It has a 300% brave hit potency, it deals more damage to debuff targets, and it's also instant turn rate. So for the force time, so you get a 10% bonus at the start, 10% when attacking a debuff target, and then 15% when using an instant turn rate skill, but this does exclude consecutive actions due to burst phase. Alright, so for the raid boss, you're going to be fighting a Defender Z, and there's 2 of these that you're going to be fighting. They both have 60 million HP. So their force skill is going to be Heavy Clap++. So the force time will be for 5 turns. They grant themselves HP damage up, brave damage up, attack up, speed, and initial brave up for 3 turns. They recover from break, and then they will deal a guaranteed hit. This is also a guaranteed trigger outside of burst mode and summoning. So aside from the force skill, the only other attack I'd say to watch out for would be Flame Hurricane Plus, as that's also guaranteed. So make sure you're not taking any evasion characters with you. They can also raise up their stats by a lot and then reduce any HP damage taken. So it might be a little hard if you're not having like certain auras or like damage up characters. Alright, so while they're in force time, they will give themselves the following. They have an HP regen that's based on 3% of their max HP, and each time any of your characters act, they will be delayed by 1 turn. So for their force gauge, or for the force weakness, you can cancel out their force time by using a ranged force ability and then entering force time. So of course using Tidus. I think Kane can help for this too. I never actually used him for this, so but it's worth trying. So for their force gauge, at 1 out of 5, you cannot delete their turns. And then at 2 out of 5, they will add a 10% turn rate down. 3% increase. 3 out of 5 increases it to 30%. And then 5 out of 5 will just increase it to 50%. So that covers up pretty much about everything for the raid and for Tidus' force. So now I'm going to head over to JP and I'm going to showcase Tidus' force. So I will be right back. Alright, so we are back on JP now. So this is Chapter 8, Part 2 of the Chaos stage. So I'm just going to do this to show off Tidus' force. So here's Saintly Shot. That's my favorite part of the animation. Alright, so just like that, Tidus' force is now activated, and one of the things that I like to do with Tidus is I will immediately go into burst phase. I know that you can just use the standalone burst, and then like, you know, what is it, like I've seen players, they go into the standalone burst, then they use his force, and then they go into burst phase with him. So that's another idea you could use. You'll deal more damage, you'll also make the bonus go up a lot higher. So, and that is another thing that I like about Tidus' force, because it is like catered a lot to him. You can just like, the requirements are easy to meet basically. So he does fill them out pretty well, and he can raise the bonus up by a lot. So if this is a force that you really wanted to go for, due to how like how high the force gauge can go up to. Sorry, my voice is a little dry. Then I would recommend going for Tidus. Pair him up with a couple of supportive characters, some burst effects like Garnet, and you'll be set. Alright, so then let's do the finishing burst. And just like that. So it's also really easy to deal more than 1,000,000 damage with Tidus if you're using like his standalone burst, then going into force, and then using his burst phase. So if you really wanted to like rack up damage, then there's your idea. Alright, so that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you'll be pulling for Tidus's force, and I will see you all next time.